Hey channel, ready for another Steel Will Roamer review? You know what? Me neither. Occasionally I get some constructive feedback, some great ways to improve my videos in the knife comedy subgenre, the least watched of the knife review genres. Like this guy. I get it, man. That video talked too much about self-offense and gray man theory, and not enough stabbing apparently for this guy right here. So in order to improve these videos, fellow Knife Bro YouTube star Pete from Cedric and Ada Outdoors has recorded an intro for this video with some unique insights on the Steel Will Roamer.
Hi, I'm Pete. This is Basil. I sent Mark the real steel knife to review. He offered me if I wanted to put anything before his video, some kind of shout out or whatever, but I don't really have any. Whoa, where are you going, Basil? Oh. It's like he's typing a letter of some sort. Well, that's saying just about everything that I would have wanted to say. Oh, typing a little bit more. What you typing there, Basil?
Well, I hope that addressed the criticism of Cref Sens. Have we done the dimensions? Shit. The overall length and weight, with and without the sheath. We're good 2 minutes in already. Did you guys know I went on the Knife Nuts podcast? Blade length and cutting edge. It was my first podcast. I'm sure you can tell. Handle size, grip area. They said their listeners had suggested some rules like waiting your turn to talk, no fidgeting, also no likes and and you knows. So I'm happy to report I broke most of the rules. Now instead of just knife reviews, I can ruin podcasts too. It's about an hour and a half of me sort of answering their questions, and the rest of the 30 minutes, you know, what their listeners tune in for. The Steel Will Roamer R305 features a big-ass nearly 5.5-inch blade cut from the most premium of the China D2 steel. Covered in black coating. It says it's infused with a premium Chinese titanium according to the product description, which holds up well actually. The blade shape is a drop point, and Blade HQ calls it a hollow grind. And if you don't know, a 5-inch blade is perfect for a baton-centric lifestyle like yours and mine and your grandmother's. The D2 is a little more rust-prone than other stainless steels, so wipe down that edge on some dry cloth after you've licked the blood off from your fresh kill. There's some jimping on the spine for your thumb if you choke up on it or want to do a little feather sticking or whatever it is you do in the privacy of the forest or your backyard. The Roamer has several different handle options, but the R305 edition of the Roamer features an orange TPE handle, which feels and looks like a firm orange rubber, if you know what I mean. I mean that it gives a great traction in the hand. The handle is nice and rounded and hotspot free. It's got that finger groove up front for some control. There's also a choil up there. I wouldn't call it a finger choil though, because, I mean, unless you want to cut your finger. And of course this knife is all about the tang. I'm serious, the tang is 2 out of 3 features on the product page. See, right here. It's full tang, pokes out the back. Yeah, breathe easy. There's the glass breaker back feature, and the orange ensures you won't misplace it in the woods. On the other hand, it will make the cop's job easier when looking for the murder weapon. The handle is plenty big enough grip for my hand. Even slightly larger hands would work well too, so no complaints in the grip area. How about the sheath? It's nylon, and I want to say Zytel, which is not Kydex, but also thankfully and sometimes why. It looks pretty durable, and the belt loop is swappable for the right or left side. You got a 2-button system keeping it in the sheath, for the handle. I would argue that only 1 snap would work, and 2 only improves upon the length of time it takes you to secure it. There's also buttons and Velcro on the belt loop, so it's Male compatible for all sorts of tactical lifestyle applications. Comparisons. First, the Roamer. While the sheath is kind of busy, it's flexible in the ways you can mount it. The handle is extremely comfortable. It's a pretty decent knife, although a little boring, very comfortable and grippy in wet conditions. The handle is the right size for me. I wish the handle were removable without drilling out the rivets though, so I can offer a complaint that, really doesn't matter. However, that means you have an area for your combat tactical bead in the back. The knife is only about $60. Now the SE Laser Strike, I think this one's about $115, $120. It's a heavier knife with a slightly shorter blade and thicker blade stock. For some reason though, I like that one better. I didn't say anything has to be rational. If you watch Cedric and Ada's review, he improved the factory edge by resetting it on the Roamer. Now the Moore Cans Bowl, much lighter weight, not full tang, but a good large food prep knife for more weight-conscious packers. This is actually probably the most reasonable knife here for people that just need a tool. The Steel Will is designed for people who chop and whack in bushcraft, but also may make a good hunting knife and food prep knife too. So it's kind of a more well-rounded outdoorsy knife. How about the Von Tempsky from Svord? Why not? Sorry, I only had the time for one knife review last week, there was the beer review that nobody watched. Well, 950 of you did. Yay. If the Roamer is designed to be a well-rounded outdoor knife, food prep, batoning, and, large, the Von Tempsky is the blunt instrument of the crew. Or as one viewer put it, what you did in that review with it was really all it's good for. Why bring an axe when you can do the job twice as slow with a heavy knife? Or 3 times as slow. I'm not good at math. How about the SC3? So you can see how large the Roamer in fact is. Of course, if you'd want a comparable SC to the Roamer, you'd have to go up to the SC5, which apparently is a heavier knife with a thicker blade stock. Alright, let's wrap it up. The Roamer R305 is a pretty affordable knife in the bigger than 5-inch category. There's quite a few blade shapes and handle materials in the Roamer series, some with larger blades, some with smaller blades. It's actually a pretty decent, well-rounded knife if you need something larger, because you're using it outside the scope of what the knife was really designed for. Cedric and Ada already beat up on the knife quite a bit, so check out his review, linked here at the end, and please subscribe to his channel. After watching his and mine, the blade coating holds up pretty well to abuse, as I mentioned earlier, as does the edge. No rolling, chipping, or anything, and it's still just as sharp as when I got it. And of course, he made the knife better by giving it a more usable edge than the factory. I don't understand why they just don't come like that. Also, linked below is the Knife Nuts podcast, which just went live today or last night. I'm not sure. So hopefully you watch this video before you listen to that and decide to unsubscribe to the channel because I'm not a real knife bro. If the podcast illustrates anything, it's that a script really improves these videos. Also, if some strange reason you don't subscribe to Knife Nuts podcast, do it. Like seriously, if you subscribe to this channel but don't listen to Knife Nuts podcast and watch Cedric and Ada's, videos, there's something seriously wrong with you. So again, subscribe, like, comment, baton that like button. I already said like, didn't I? If you like what you see here, think about contributing to my Patreon account, which, doesn't really offer you anything other than knowing you support really just adequate YouTube content. Thanks for watching.